Good evening. I'm Bill Ward. I'm the chairman of the Pass Tank GOP, and I want to welcome you to the Alpam News Network. Tonight, we're going to be speaking with one of our assistant DAs that are running for the district attorney's position here in the 1st Judicial District, KimP. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi, Bill. How are you? I'm good.
I'm good, thank you. We're going to make this short and sweet. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, my name is KimP. I live in Currituck County, and I'm one of your assistant district attorneys in the 1st District. I've been doing that for about 15 years. I am a Navy veteran. I'm married to Paul, who is a retired Navy veteran. We have 2 kids, Faith and Noah. I also have a passel of animals, which may roam through at any moment. Let's see. I'm a lifelong conservative. I'm active in my local church, and a lot of hobbies include crime-related things like reading crime novels and work. I work a lot.
I can understand that with your position. Well, look, got a few questions for you, if
Sure.
you don't mind. How long have you been practicing law?
So 15 years. I graduated from Regent University School of Law in 2006 and was immediately hired after I passed the bar here in Elizabeth City at the 1st Prosecutorial District. So I've worked there my entire career.
Okay. Well, what makes you different as a candidate?
Well, one thing is motivation. The reason I'm running is not for any personal gain. It's not about money. It's not about positional authority. I'm running because I believe I can make a difference in the office. I'm very victim focused, and I think that we could use some changes. I have worked here a long time and seen different leadership styles, and I believe that I can bring the office to a more victim focused staffing. I think there's some changes that need to be made. And you can only do so much as an assistant district attorney. I can certainly individually serve people, but I think there's some systematic changes that I could do that could make the office as a whole more of a servant leadership type role, where we really focus on how people feel and trying to make them feel valued and that we are doing our best for them in court. And I don't think we do that enough. Lawyers can be arrogant, by nature. And I think that we need to take a moment and listen to people a little harder. And so I feel that as a district attorney, I could really put that focus back on the public.
Okay. Well, you mentioned earlier that you're conservative.
Yes.
When your terminology, what is a conservative?
Well, a conservative is a person who believes that they have the most knowledge about how to live their life, that they can make the best decisions about themselves. We don't believe that the government should be overly involved in our personal lives. We don't think they do it better. We don't think they know more. So in general, we're more about freedom. We're about freedom of choices, freedom of religion, free market, less government intervention. I always like to think about what Ronald Reagan said. He said, as government expands, liberty contracts. And I think currently, if you look at the pandemic, you're seeing that. We're seeing an overgrowth and overreach of government. I think conservatives may differ on some social issues, but we all agree that the government does not know best and that we need to make our own choices about our lives.
Good. So, who are your political heroes?
Ronald Reagan, easily. I have loved Ronald Reagan since I was a child, which I know is aging me. I fell in love with him in elementary school, can vividly remember voting for him in the ice cream poll and getting into arguments with other students about why Ronald Reagan was best. I appreciate his view on economics, that he believed that less government, once again, is the key. He lowered taxes. He let the free market regulate itself for the most part, and that's why we had so many years of prosperity under him. I appreciate that. I also appreciated his Peace Through Strength initiatives. He did a lot of effort to fight terrorism. He really did a lot to get some peace with Russia, and I think sometimes he's underappreciated. But hands down, he's my absolute favorite conservative, especially historically. But now I'm kind of leaning into Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. Watched his rise to prominence, and I've heard him speak recently, and he just gets more impressive. So currently I'm leaning towards Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, but all time it would have to be President Reagan.
Okay. So share with us what's the toughest part of your job.
Disappointing people. You're dealing with people at the worst time of their lives. usually they're not happy, and you can't always get them the desired results. Sometimes the law limits on you on what you can do, sometimes the facts. And I like to make people feel valued. I like them to feel like they were treated fairly. And end of the day, I want them to be somewhat satisfied with the result. And that is just not always possible in criminal court. We do the best we can, but there's a lot of limits. So I think that's hard to tell people bad news. It's hard to watch them sometimes be re-traumatized by a trial. So that's always difficult. So that's probably my least favorite.
Okay. So share with us as district attorney, what area would you be covering?
So we're unique in that we cover 7 counties, the top northeast counties: Pasquotank, Perquimans, Gates, Camden, Currituck, Chowan, and Dare counties are all covered by our one office. And we travel a circuit and go to the different counties to have court. So it's a little interesting. We're not in just one courthouse.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's going to cover everything we wanted to talk about tonight. We thank you for joining the Alpam News Network and sharing your overviews and thoughts with us. And we appreciate everything that you're doing. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, dear. Good night.
Bye.